August 12th, 2021 was the 40th anniversary of the release of the IBM PC. The IBM PC represented a perfect storm of timing, features, cost, and open specifications to encourage software and hardware development that led to unprecedented success, with sales exceeding IBM's expectations by about 800%. At its height, 40,000 machines a month were being shipped. While the IBM PC was available with 3 different operating systems, the overwhelming majority of these machines ran on PC-DOS, which was a licensed version of MS-DOS from Microsoft. As a result, the vast majority of games from the early 80s on through the mid-90s were developed for DOS. So, on this anniversary, let's look at some of these DOS games. You can see from the command line that we are currently at the root of the C drive. By convention, the C drive in DOS is the hard drive, with drives A and B being floppy disk drives. Before hard drives were commonplace, the A drive was often used as the boot drive for DOS, and if you had a B drive, it would be used for storing programs. However, it ultimately became the norm for the C drive to be both the boot drive and the drive used for program storage. Let's see what we have on this drive. To do this, we will issue the dir command, which will list all directories or folders, as well as all files in the current directory. As you can see, there are many folders on this drive. We will enter the bzone folder by entering the command cd bzone, which stands for change directory bzone. Next, we will issue the dir command again to see the files inside. To start the game Battlezone, I'm going to run the go.bat batch file by simply typing go followed by enter. Battlezone is an Atari first-person shooter tank game created in 1980 as a coin arcade game, and was ported to DOS in 1983. The game utilizes vector graphics and, according to Wikipedia, is considered to be the first truly successful 3D game. The player can move the tank forwards and backwards and steer left and right. The game was adapted as a Bradley fighting vehicle gunnery simulator for the U.S. Army, although only 2 such simulators were produced. Ultimately, it is not possible to quit the game, so I'll have to join you again after restarting DOSBox. Next, we'll look at Doom by id Software. Doom is considered to be one of the most significant games in video game history, and by late 1995 is thought to have been installed on more machines than Windows 95. However, ironically, the game was not initially sold on retail shelves. Instead, the first 9 levels of the game were released for free as shareware, with the full version of the game available only through mail order. Let's take a look at this game. Doom helped define the basic first-person shooter formula that is still in use to this day. Finally, let's look at Quake, also by id Software. One of the last big titles released on DOS, Quake was a true, fully 3D game, unlike Doom that had preceded it. With Doom, many of the game elements such as enemies and the player themselves were 2D sprites, and the game engine was actually based on 2D level maps with height offsets. Because of this, the player can't look up or down, rooms can't be built on top of each other, and doors can only open or close up and down. Quake did away with all these constraints. Here's a quick look at that game.